What is up, YouTube? This is your host, Victory J from Big Kahuna Creations, and today we are going to show you how to take one of these Halloween skeleton fish and turn it into a fleshed out school of piranha. So you may have seen these guys around, especially during Halloween. Any department store will carry these guys, and they're not too expensive. They're about $5 a piece. What we're going to do here is we're going to take some monster putty, or monster clay rather. I like to use the medium density, and just go ahead and start fleshing out over your fish. I tend to like to warm this up in the microwave for about a minute, make it a little more pliable, but I'm able to pull this out and take it little piece by piece and just put it over where the areas of flesh would be on an actual regular piranha. So you're going to just work it through with your fingers. It's not a really big deal to make sure that it's all in there and perfect, because we're going to be painting over it and texturizing and that sort of thing. So really don't need to focus too much on this, but make sure that we can see the the details that are in the fins already. You're going to leave the face completely alone, especially with that really cool looking underbite that the piranhas are known for. So just keep working that out, and we'll see you in a few minutes when we've had an opportunity to paint this. Putting in a realistic eye is fairly simple here. We're just going to take a little tiny ball of our clay, and we're going to put it inside the socket. And that'll give us a good idea of how large we want this eye to be. When you pull it out, it'll leave an indentation of the socket. We'll go ahead and take that ball, roll it back up, place it back in there. We're going to give it just a little tiny nudge there, keep it in place, and that's all we really need to do. The rest will be taken care of with paints. So we'll go ahead and just finish this body here, and maybe if I can figure out the magic of movie special effects, we'll go ahead and do a fast forward here and get back to the painting station. Let me see what I can do. So here we are in the painting station. I've got this fish completely fleshed out. I'm going to use an espresso. It is a 2-time finish, and I'm able to just hit it real lightly. You know, we're not really going to go in here and do a heavy drip or anything like that. We're just throwing down a foundation. I want a nice base coat, give us that rich, dark color there that we could go in and start to draw out of and do some highlighting for and that sort of thing. I'm going to come back in here. I've got a slightly muted tone here. We're still going with the double, but now I've got almost like a khaki, and I'm going to go halfway on each side. Again, you don't have to be very precise on this. We're just giving the illusion of a gradation, a tone gradation on the side. So the bottom will be dark black, or I'm sorry, brown. Now I'm going to hit it here with a nice peacock blue, and look at this. You can immediately see that blue start to really pop there, and we got a nice transition, a nice gradation going from our highlights, which are the blues, down to the low lights, which are going to be that brown. Now I'm going to come on in here, and we're going to work on the eye here. So what I'm going to do in order to get that orange to pop in the eyes, I'm going to start with a really light, just an off-white foundation, and that's going to help bring out those brighter colors through the darker foundation. Again, you don't have to be super precise on this. You know, we're not going out and putting this in an art museum or anything like this. We're going to have it up. It's going to look cool. And the most important thing that I have found when working on these kind of projects is not what is technically realistic, but what people think an item is supposed to look like. And on mine, you can see I've got fingerprints, I've got things that are kind of in the clay, but that's just going to add it some more character. So now I'm going to come in, that my foundation is dry, I'm going to come in and hit it with just some orange acrylic. Again, I'm not doing a super precise job, but I'm just making sure that everything's covered up here. Go ahead and do the other eye. And that's all there really is to it. Let's work in light, thin coats. Takes about 20 minutes for each coat to dry. Come back and work on our next. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put in I'm going to put in some pupils. I just like to use the back of my brush, and you're able to do a nice little dot like that. Load up my paint, and I'm just going to come right in, approximate middle, and boom, I'm going to hit it. Now I got kind of like a little beady eye going on there. Love it. And on the other side, same thing, dip your brush. Boom, leave it. Don't mess around anymore, just leave it alone. Get a nice little beady eye. Now, for the sake of this project, I did decide to go ahead and make it a little bigger. What we're going to do now is we're going to come in and we're going to put in some eye shine. This is the reflective piece when light hits a shiny surface. You can see on my guy that I do have some shiny sides, but what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to put two plops. Just a big one and a little one. I'm going to replicate this on the other side as well, but then I'm going to put in a bunch of little white dots here because piranha are actually covered in little silver flakes as well. That changes with the light. We're not going to go into that much detail, but again, we just want to give the illusion of a piranha. It's not often, people see piranha in real life and that sort of thing, so they're not really, knowing what exactly to look for, and we really want to play on that strength. We want to be able to create something that looks real based upon what somebody thinks that item is supposed to look like. So now you can see we got our eyes done. It's really cool. That's a really cool effect. Last thing to do is tie some fishing string or monofilament wire behind it and go ahead and put them up for display. Thanks for joining me, guys. This is a brand new thing for me. Please subscribe below and we'll see you soon.
On your hips, do your hula dip.